On today's Retro Spot, we're having a look at one of Spot's favorite toy lines from the 80s. Yes, we are looking at Visionaries Knights of the Magical Light. We're looking at the Darkling Lord's vehicle, Skyclaw. The Skyclaw includes driver Mordred. I first want to just take a break. I want to sit back and I just want to appreciate the splendor of 1980 packaging. Sure, nowadays you guys can watch, videos, and you can go on websites and check out artwork, stuff like this. But growing up in the 80s as an 80s child and walking through toy aisles and seeing painted artwork such as this, not only on Visionaries, Inhumanoids had it, G.I. Joe certainly had it, G.I. Joe vehicles had it as well. But painted boxes such as this, you can imagine the amount of time and effort that an artist put into painting this vehicle box art. We've got the Skyclaw on the front here. We've got some of the holograms in action in the back there. I think one was a bird of prey, one was a dragon. And then seated in the front is Mordred, of course. And then in the back we have Darkstorm. It's a fantastic vehicle. On the bottom there it says Magical Dual Holographic Power Images. Also, something else that is really cool, I think you can see right, let's zoom in. As present with all the Visionary Knights of the Magical Light, you've got a multi-holographic image of Merklin, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe the light's not catching it properly. But that is the front of the box. That is definitely the front of the box. On the top, pretty much more of the same. It's got a retail price of $26.99. I don't know if that's about right. I'm trying to think of inflation from 1980s to now. $28 probably was about the price of what I would expect it to be now. I would think that a box such as this, and I might be wrong, but I would expect a vehicle such as this back in the day would probably be only about $14, maybe $16 tops. I don't think it was $26.99 unless this original box was picked up at a very expensive retail place. On the back of the package, though, we got a picture of the actual vehicle, and the read-up says, it is a time when magic is more powerful than science. An evil Darkling Lord battle heroic spectral knights. For those who control the magic, control destiny, they are the Visionaries. Visionaries, that's all the magic. It says magical dual holographic power images add twice the battle energy to prey upon the enemy. Includes Mordred, fully posable driver with 3-dimensional holographic chest shield. Kit-activated battery RAM releases a pop-up laser rifle for surprise firepower. Pop-up side pods reveal hidden laser cannons. Free-rolling wheels for quick attacks. Cockpit has room for 2 figures. There is a read-up card on Mordred. Now, the interesting thing about all the pilot cards is the fact that even though the pilots, their ability was to control vehicles, their file card actually gave them still a chance. Now, because if you watch the cartoon, which was still to this day one of Spot's favorite 80 cartoons, each of the Darkling Lords as well as the Spectral Knights all had staffs except for the pilots of the vehicles. Now, the ones that had the staffs had the chance that would summon the actual staff. The driver, however, on the file card, Mordred does have a chant, which I guess activates the sides of the Skyclaw. In the show, he wouldn't have even had to say it, but the chant of flight says, "Wings of steel shall ride the breeze, invade the air, the land, the seas." Oh, I just get goosebumps when the read-up on Mordred says, this cynical villain specializes in mayhem and sabotage. He's the only lord able to control the awesome and elusive Skyclaw as it deceptively invades the Spectral Knight's territory. I don't know if that's right, because I'm pretty sure... what was the Darkling Lord of the capture of the... what was it? The Dagger Assault. it escapes me right now. But I'm pretty sure he would be able to control the vehicle as well. Says mystical personality represented by the scurrying and deceiving beetle. This allows him to trick his adversaries into letting him infiltrate base camps, secretly sabotaging anything he can touch. The vehicle power, the scavenger-like vulture transforms into ominous flying dragon, increasing the Skyclaw's magical power. By the way, this also comes to us from 1987. 1987. A blast from the past. What I am going to do, now I don't, this is sealed. This is sealed. I do actually have a loose Skyclaw. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a bit of a break. When we get back, we're going to have a look at the Skyclaw. So there's more retro fun to come, my friends. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And we have a loose Skyclaw that we can have a look at. I just absolutely love this vehicle. If anybody was to ever ask, Spot, what is your one of your favorite toys from the 80s? Easily, I would say one of them, by far, would definitely be a Visionaries toy. And I think of the Visionary toys, my favorite vehicle is likely the Skyclaw, followed closely by the Capture Chariot, but I think the Skyclaw for me is my favorite vehicle of the 80s. Before we actually have a look at the Skyclaw, let's have a look at Mordred that comes with the vehicle. Now this Mordred is loose, unfortunately. I don't have the helmet or the weapon that comes with him. But one thing you can see is the beetle totem that is represented on his chest. You can take these off if you so wish. There's no reason why you would need to, but you can take them off. I'm just going to leave it on though. But you can even see that beetle hologram, and I think that's awesome. I think they just, wow. I just love this toy. I mean, the Visionary toys, it's a shame that they canceled the toy line as well as I thought it was doing. I think it was through production values and then production costs for making the figures with the holograms is ultimately what led to the demise of this toy line. So sad, because some of the product catalogs that came with these toys, you can see what potential they had for future waves or future releases from the line. Mordred, though, very similar to a lot of 80s toys, share a G.I. Joe style body in the fact that he has a ball jointed neck area. He has a pin shoulder, a rotation in the elbow or the arms, a bend at the elbow, and then he's got the elastic band, kind of rubber band joint that allows a full movement in the upper torso. Now granted, as with every other toy from the 80s that had this, a lot of the problems that you did eventually have was the fact that the rubber would break down in time, and wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these torsos you end up finding loose from the lower parts of the body. Now, unfortunately, as well, with Visionary toys, unlike G.I. Joe, the old 80s styles G.I. Joes had screws in the back that you could you could pry apart the upper torso, and just if you had new, or extra rubber bands, you could just refeed a new band in there and fix your G.I. Joes as good as new. Any 80s kid would be able to tell you, I think any 80s kid would know, have done it at some point, taking apart their G.I. Joes and making new custom figures out of them. I've done it. The legs are on this pin that allow the legs to bend back and forth. The pin basically looks like a coat hanger, and it runs underneath the in the crotch area, and then there's a little loop, and the little loop is what feeds the rubber band that then connects to the peg inside the torso. There's also a pin, a joint in the knee. But just a really nice figure. Nice head sculpt too. I don't think it quite captures the connivingness of Mordred, but still, all things considered, a really nice figure. Mordred I'm going to give on his own a rating of 7. Moving him aside, the real meat and potatoes of this review is obviously the Skyclaw. And again, this is Spot's favorite toy from the 80s. This isn't the original toy. I did not own the Skyclaw growing up. I think at the time that the Visionaries were really, really big, I loved cartoons, but as a toy, I was collecting more so G.I. Joes. But still, I was glad that I was able to go back later on in life and pick up, which I got cat hair. I apologize, folks. I was able to pick this up later on in life, and luckily I found not only a loose one on eBay, but eventually I picked up the sealed one that we saw in the package end of it. All things considered, with it being loose, you can still see the holograms work really, really well. You can see that it is the... is it a vulture? Can we assume it's a vulture, and then tip it slightly, you get yourself a dragon. Vulture, dragon, vulture. On the other side, same idea. You got the dragon, got like some sort of bird of prey. It does look like a vulture, but really, really nice. The cockpit holds two figures, so we can take the pilot. He is crucial, after all, to power the vehicle. As a side note, if anyone hasn't watched Visionaries, you definitely need to check out that cartoon. You would not be disappointed, my friend. And then, you know what, we need a vehicle, we need someone to ride the back of the vehicle. Let's bring in Darkstorm here, with his helmet on. And we'll just put Darkstorm in the back here. He can man the gun turret. Put his hands on the cannon handles here. There we go. Not the best, but oh well, it's good enough for now. One thing I also like about the Skyclaw is the fact that there's little slots in the side. There's one there, and if I turn it around, there's another one right here. And you're asking yourself, Spot, what are those for? It would be for the staffs. Now I just happen to have Darkstorm staff here. The summon, by what creeps, what crawls, but what does not, let all that grows recede and rot, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take the staff, slide it into the top here, like so. Now you can put one on the other side too. I'm only going to put the one on for now. But there you have the Skyclaw. Underneath, I think you can see it. There are wheels. There goes Darkstorm. There are wheels, 2 in the front, 3 in the back, to allow the vehicle to roll if you would like to have it on the ground. You know what, we'll just have Darkstorm sitting. There we go, that's a little bit better. We'll allow the vehicle to roll. Now as a Skyclaw, you would want him in the sky. One thing I liked in the cartoon was when it flew, it made this really cool noise. I'm not even going to try to demonstrate the noise, because Spot can't do good impressions of visionary vehicles, but it would fly and make this really nice kind of noise. Aside from the turrets moving, the turrets do move up the top of the vehicle, there are also a couple of gimmicks, one of which, you can take the side pieces of the Skyclaw, and if you just pull them out, pull out, and pull out, you got inside 2 laser cannons. If memory serves me, I don't think these cannons ever were shown in the cartoon. I think at all times the Skyclaw's wings were always in. But those are there if you wish as well. As a display piece, I would likely keep the wings in anyways. And then on the back, there is this little lever. When you push the lever in, this whole front canopy, the point of the vehicle will slide out, and then this piece here will bring up, and then inside is also a cannon. So we just push this in, and you can see that brings out the point, the needle nose point of the Skyclaw, and also brings out this cannon. Which also raises a question that I have in the cartoon, in the fact that all these vehicles had industrial use for in the beginning before the 3 suns align. And basically basically just cuts off all the power on the planet. Now, if it cuts off all the power on the planet, and they end up using these vehicles later as weapons or as attack vehicles, I don't understand. I don't understand how the Skyclaw was originally just a work vehicle. I don't know. But you can bring this lever back, and that basically will bring the front of the vehicle back in. So there you go. A bit of a long video. I know I kind of gushed a bit in this video because I just love this vehicle so much. And for anyone who has asked me during the during the time that I have been reviewing on YouTube, Spot, what is your favorite vehicle from your childhood? Even though I didn't own it, when I was a child. I definitely would say one of my favorite vehicles from the 80s was definitely this one right here. And I'm going to give the Visionaries Darkling Lord's Skyclaw a solid 8.5. Love it, love it. Today's retro spot, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I have certainly enjoyed making this video for you guys. Today's retro spot, we're having a look at Visionaries Knights of the Magical Light. We're looking at the Darkling Lord's vehicle, the Skyclaw. Love it. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down below what you guys think of this vehicle, and I will see you guys next time. Bye now.